Hello and welcome to Art with Mrs. Beaufeaux. Today we're going to be creating this really fun project called What's in My Jar. In my jar, I decided to put an anthill, but not just the top of the anthill. I decided to show you the little burrows that are created under the dirt. I'm excited to see what you put in your jar. The possibilities are endless. You could put a caterpillar, you could put flowers, butterflies, you could make it into an aquarium with a really cool fish. I can't wait to see what you put in your jar. Today, the art concept that we're working with is actually a review from the last time we were together. It's called a template. To make this project, I traced this jar template and then I did my image. Let's get started. I hope you remember from last time our art concept template. Template is defined as a design, mold, or model used as a guidance to create the same design or shape with precision. This template is going to allow us each to have the same shape of jar. However, our inside for the jar is going to be unique and different because it's coming from you. I can't wait to see what you put inside your jar. Let's start our project by writing your name, today's date, and your class on the back. After this, we're going to flip it over and trace our jar template. Once I've done this in pencil, I'm going over it with a permanent marker. In my experience, going over these lines with a dark permanent marker, either in black or another color, helps really define that shape and give us the boundary that we need between what we're creating on the inside of our jar and how when we cut it out, we'll be able to follow that line with the scissor. Next, let's take a look at some ideas to put inside our jar. The possibilities truly are endless, but here are a couple different examples. Here we've got a flower with a snail on top. Ooh, and this one we have the different portions of the life cycle of a butterfly. Over here we've got a bunch of little baby crabs and a sandcastle. What a neat idea. Next, oh, look at that. It's kind of like an aquarium, but I see a sailboat on top and a bunch of things under the water line. Oh, here's a jungle. Look at that elephant. And ooh, I see a fancy bird. And then finally, here is an anthill. What an anthill would look like underneath. I really liked that idea of the anthill, so I'm gonna make my own version. Let's see what I create. The art materials that I'm using to pigment my image with today are color crayons. I like using crayons because if I apply a lot of pressure, it gives me a really dark color. And if I choose to lighten up on my pressure, it'll be a little bit lighter. I'm gonna use this technique next inside these little sections. I hope you can see what I'm talking about. See how I'm lightly rubbing? Ooh, and what can I do to my sky? So this is what my project turned out like. I wonder what you're going to use. The next step is cutting out our image and affixing it to a backing sheet of paper. I put my name down on the bottom right corner. Today in class, we're going to review the jar template and create our very own jar. Like I said before, there are so many different ideas that you can do. If you have something that we didn't talk about in this video, please use that as well. Like every piece of artwork is creative and individual, God has made us individual creatures as well. So we each have our own thought process. Thanks so much for joining me today for Art with Mrs. Beaufeaux. This original lesson and the examples I showed you today came from the art teacher Mary Beekman. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.